Anthony Thompson is one of our favorite recruits in high school basketball right now. And we laughed about a week ago, you may remember this, at the update that came out because Anthony Thompson had trimmed his list of interested schools to 15 teams. I joked that this is essentially the Sleepers Media dream prospect because his final 15 schools includes like 13 of our 13 favorite schools to cover. All of our big fan bases to like watching the channel are interested in Anthony Thompson. A better way to describe it would basically just be that every school in America is interested in Anthony Thompson. And now we're finally getting some updates on what schools are actually spending the time and going to get a chance at Anthony Thompson here, Cart. So the latest report, I believe this was an On3 report, or no, excuse me, 24/7 report. How dare I?
Hmm.
We got some quotes from Anthony Thompson when asked what schools are recruiting him the hardest. And he named, among other schools, Kentucky, Indiana, Michigan, Michigan State, and Purdue as five of the seven schools that he is hearing the most from. Maybe we can narrow down that list from 15 down to five or seven. Am I jumping the gun on this at all?
No, I think it might be time to do that eventually, right?
I mean, at some point, it might be nice, right?
Yeah, it might be some point. Look, I think that, one of the things about Anthony Thompson is I do think there's the obvious skill set when you watch him, right? Like that, I think that is part of it. Also think like you look at him and the upside is what you get even more intrigued about. And like, sometimes upside can be a very dangerous buzzword because, you never actually get to the ceiling. Shout out to Illinois with the untapped ceiling, like they could be the number one team in the country. But even to the Michigan State fans, we saw a lot of what Xavier Booker was doing. That never really matriculated to anything. But his size, the obvious physical tools that he has. I think he's like 6'8" with like a 7'3" wingspan, 7'2" wingspan. I just think that, there's a lot to like about his game and how he's able to, he spots up a little bit. He gets to the rack, uses his length to finish around the hoop. Can get, does a lot of things in transition, I think, whether it's spotting up in transition and or, getting to the basket. I think it's really intriguing kind of what Anthony Thompson's upside could be as he kind of, moves on through his career into the next level.
His final 15 list included schools like BYU, Louisville, North Carolina, Alabama. I think Illinois was on there. A bunch of schools, right? Basically everyone we care about. But as I mentioned in a recent interview with 24/7, he singled out Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Michigan State, Purdue, Ohio State, and who else? Texas as schools that are recruiting him the hardest. I'd like to play one of our favorite games. And again, shout out to 24/7 Sports, shout out to Brandon Jenkins. Go subscribe to 24/7, go read this full article. But I'd like to read you a line that Anthony Thompson said himself about each of these seven schools. And I want you to rate it 1 to 5 stars on what's your read on how much he likes the school based on the quote.
Okay.
Okay. So he starts with Indiana. Anthony Thompson says, Darren DeVries and I have had brief talks so far. We've not really gotten into anything too heavy yet.
1 star.
That's not a good quote for Indiana, is it?
Yeah, no.
Okay. On to Kentucky. Quote, they are a historic program with a really good coach. Mark Pope proved that this past season. Their school produces the best players in the NBA.
I think that's a 5 star quote.
Kentucky's in the mix here. Michigan. Quote, Dusty May is a good coach and a good person. He has a lot of experience winning. What he's done so far has been good.
That good hurts.
You can read every single word. I heard good person and what he's done has been good. That's a 2 star quote.
I go 2 to 3, yeah.
It's a 2 star quote. He's not coming to Michigan. Michigan State, quote, Tom Izzo is one of the best coaches in college basketball. They've had a really good program for a long time.
2, 1
Well,
maybe.
that's better than Michigan. I would give that like a 3 or 4 star, I think.
I, those are around the same thing. Good person. Tom is a legendary coach. Like, okay, good buzzwords.
Yeah, basically, Tom Izzo, he's old. Dusty May, that's fun. Purdue, quote, they are another school that's been on me for a long time. They have came to see me a lot and came to watch me play. I love this game so much.
No way the school that's recruiting you has come to see you play. That's a revelation.
So, in conclusion, based on all these quotes, enjoy BBN. Anthony.
Yeah, good on you, Mark Pope.
Let's trim the list next time though. Like if we're gonna give quotes on certain schools, can we just cut it from like 15? Honestly, idea. Could he get a new graphic every 2 weeks and we do it like bachelor style from 15 to 14?
Yeah, when are the like come meet the parent
The
visits?
hometowns.
The hometowns, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, oh my God. What if there was a recruit that ran their recruitment like The Bachelor?
That'd be amazing. And the
That'd be,
official
and
visits are the hometowns?
you know what? I'm gonna take Matt Painter and Darren DeVries on a 2-on-1, and only one of them's gonna leave with me.
Crazy work. I want to see it though.
Anthony Thompson in Paradise is gonna go great.